what would you all say? Because I see this a lot and I hear it a lot. Clients ask us a lot of the times. They'll say, all right, well, we want to create content. We want to do these things, but we're just too boring. Like, how do you deal with that?
I'll kick us off. Yeah. I truly don't think anything is boring. Everyone has a story to tell, and there is an audience out there that will listen. Dude, like, I watched this TikTok of a guy running and throwing garbage in a truck, but I watched the video all the way through. You know what video I'm talking about?
Oh, wait, no, but I'm saying I got stuck on like car detailing TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mowing grass.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, it's
mowing grass.
what they're able to do.
So it's not the business, it's the person telling the story.
Yeah.
Like,
there was one of another one of Justin quotes.
No, but for real. So what I can appreciate about everyone collectively coming together to grow the brand, like, nonprofits aren't necessarily sexy, but if we can really find the audience that can understand and want to hear what they have to say, that's who we're making it for. We're not, just like you said in one of the previous episodes, we're not trying to work with everyone. And to like the brands that we work with out there, we're not trying to reach the whole world. We're trying to reach the people that it actually impacts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, like leaning into that audience. Like, it might start with the founder's story, right? That's some energy. That's a person. That's a human. That's someone I can attach this thing to. But once people get in the door and they care about whatever you consider boring, that's what they're passionate about. And they want you to be a thought leader in that space. They want you to keep them up to date on what's changing in that space. And so you're going to have an audience because you have the organization. You launched that business for a reason. There is opportunity there. And so I think maybe starting with that storytelling piece and then leaning into your organization from that core supporter group, which will grow, So
let me ask you guys about content pillars. And the only reason I ask is because everyone's heard content pillar this, content pillar that. How do you guys go about content pillars with the brands that you work with?
So I think for us, I think we often come in from an angle of leaning in with the most scalable asset that we can create, right? Because content is such it's just a long game, but it's expensive to do, and you have to do it right. But I think sometimes people kind of get it misconstrued, thinking that if they create this one piece, then that's going to take their company and their brand to the next level. When in actuality, it's the consistency around you being able to push out something. And so when I think about a content pillar, I think, as we all know, we're on the podcast now, that's one of the best ways to be able to tell your story over and over again, or at least tell a story that your audience cares about over and over again. And so if you think about, spending a day shooting 5 episodes out of your podcast, then that could turn into easily 50, 75, 100 pieces of content just from spending 5 hours having a few cameras set up and having some people who know how to set it up and run it. So I always believe in that being a content pillar. I think there are always things like founder stories, vlogs. We got a few of those going right now. I think web series are really, really cool. I bought a jacket, like one of those jackets that like really ball up, and it's for like the winter. And when I signed up for it, I can't remember where I got it from, but when I signed up for it, they started to deliver like a web series of of this person going through like the various areas out in like maybe Canada. They were like in the woods. I'm not. Wearing a jacket, and the content itself had nothing to do with the jacket. It was them telling. It was that brand telling a story around this person that's out there braving the elements, and this brand just shows up in this important point in their life. And so that is another way that people can really, or companies can work to tell brands in a more authentic way.